Hello, vinyl community. I'm Peaches. Welcome to the Vinyl Countdown. I can't even keep a straight face. This is awesome. All right. Yeah, what a weekend. I didn't make any videos this weekend because I was kind of doing a lot of other stuff. Um, we did go out this weekend and I found something. Um, Not a record though. It was kind of dead out there for records, but I didn't go to a lot of places either. Only went to a couple places. So what are we going to do in this video? I'm going to tell you what I found this weekend. I'm going to do a little getting to know me a little bit better, in case you guys are wondering. Tell you what kind of record player I got, what kind of speakers I use. How about a little show and tell? I know I promised you guys on the last video, I was so pumped about that Firehouse album, I lost it. I told you I was going to pull out one of my cherry bomb guitars out of the wine cellar, and so we're going to do a little show and tell on one of my guitars. Don't miss this episode. Tell your buddies if they're guitar enthusiasts. Message your buddies. Tell them, hey, you got to watch Peaches on the Vinyl Countdown. His that next episode there. All right, and then we'll go over the G's from the 80s metal collection. See if we can get through those G's. See how long it takes. All right. This weekend, like I said, I didn't find any records, but I don't know if you watched a couple episodes ago or whatever. I was telling you guys about that half-price books coupon and that flyer you can sign up for. And we went out on on Saturday, and it was 40% off. 40% off your most expensive item that you pick out. And my wife put this on hold on purpose for that day so we could get the 40% off. And here it is. The Sopranos. The complete series. All of the seasons, all of the episodes on Blu-ray DVD. 40 bucks. That's right, 40 bucks. Go price this at B&N. $279 plus tax. She was pumped. They're all there. Everything looks great. It's all Blu-ray. Now I just gotta go out and buy her a Blu-ray player. Uh-oh, hot dog. So that's what we found this weekend. Like I said, it's not record related, but I thought I'd show you guys because, hey, there's plenty of guys out there that love their vinyl along with their DVDs and their CDs and all that other stuff. All right, getting to know me a little bit better. I'm just going to throw out a couple of tidbits. 20 minutes from where I grew up in Minnesota is where they filmed Grumpy Old Men. 20 minutes away from my house. Yeah? So what? Big deal. Just getting to know you. Thought that was an interesting little tidbit. I love that movie, Grumpy Old Men. I've watched it a million times. And being from Minnesota, yeah. Yeah, you betcha. Hey, you bet. Everybody makes fun of that Minnesota accent. It's not that bad. I mean, I don't know. Everybody used to notice it when I talk, but I don't know. It just depends on where you go. Yeah. All right. And another interesting fact, 20 minutes the other way from where I grew up, like my house, where I grew up, was where Winona Ryder was born. You might say, big deal. So what? Who would want to know? After seeing that movie Girl Interrupted, did anybody tell you that was actually a documentary? Yeah, right. Yeah, the shoplifting queen of the world or something like that. But yeah, Winona Ryder one direction, Grumpy Old Men the other direction. In Minnesota, right on the river. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. All right. What do I use for a record player? I told you my wife bought me a little Technics. It's the bottom model of the Technics, or Audio-Technica from the record store she came home with about a year ago. And then we wanted to do a little upgrading because we wanted to have a record player out in the garage. So what we did is we were just shopping around for records, and we found this guy. I don't know, it's like 45 minutes from our house, and he had this record player in his antique small shop, and it was playing. And I'm like, hey, you want to sell that? And he's like, sure. And it was Technics, vintage Technics SL 1700. So it's it's basically almost the same as the 1200, but it has automatic features, which I like. You know, it goes to the end of the record and it returns by itself. You know, you gotta manually put it on there, but yeah, I use the vintage Technics SL 1700. Love it. It's great. It's got this real vintage old stylus on it too. I should have pulled that out, but I didn't. Oh well. And you'll see behind me, you know, I actually have another Crown amp down there. I'll show you guys on the room tour. But I got a receiver, another amp, and then I got a sonic maximizer that I use, like the DJs use. And then I have, if you look behind me, this has been in all of my videos. These are a pair of Mackie self-powered 1521s. And then I actually have 4 other subwoofers that are separate. So I actually have, when my system is fully assembled, I have 6 15s. You want to come over and listen to Dr. Feelgood from Motley Crue? Come on over. Don't pay for that massage at another place. It's a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun. I've been playing with audio equipment my whole life since I was a little kid. I won a trophy once at a car audio competition back in the way early 90s, when, you remember when Rockford Fosgate first came out for your car stereo? Yeah, but that's a whole other story too. All right. Show and tell. I told you guys in the last video I was going to show you a really nice guitar from my collection. Now, I might be a little bit more excited about this than you are. I think it might be for the fact that I'm left-handed. And being left-handed in the guitar world is a huge pain in the butt. You don't get anything to choose from. You go into the, you walk into a Guitar Center or something, and there's 150 right-handed guitars on the wall, and if you're left-handed, there's nothing for you. Or there's a $50 cheapie down in the corner. So that's why I'm super excited to show you one of my guitars. Okay, what is KK Downing? You remember KK Downing? Yeah. Okay. Paul Stanley, Rick Nielsen, Slash, and me have in common. Do-dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-dee-doo. All of us play the most badass boutique guitar in the world. It's called the Hamer USA. Yeah, that's right. Here it is. Here it is, ladies and gents. A true 100% handcrafted Hamer USA archtop custom in Sunburst. You can see that? Yep, USA, baby. Look at that Sunburst flame maple top. Complete binding all the way around. Jumbo frets, hand inlays. And this one, this is why this is so exciting for me. You probably have never seen this guitar before. In a left-handed, okay? You may never see another one of these again in left-handed. That's how rare this guitar is. This one was special ordered with the Night Ranger tailstock on it. Okay? Which I have never seen before, ever. It's got the little micro tuners on the back, and then you got your normal tuners on the front. I picked this thing up in Chicago from a guy that his father bought it brand new, and then he said he became crippled in the hands and found out he didn't really want to play anymore. And it had been sitting in the closet ever since it was almost new, and I picked it up. I just happened to find a Craigslist ad, drove 4 hours down there with a buddy of mine, and we went and picked this bad boy up. It's the first one and the only one I have ever seen in left-handed. I invite you to go on the internet and try to find this left-handed guitar. Look at those inlays. Like I said, this guitar is 100% handmade from Hamer. I don't know if you guys remember the story about Hamer guitars. It was back in the mid 70s. A few guys, Joel Danzig and this Hamer guy, got together, and they had been repairing guitars forever, and you know, the Gibsons and the Les Pauls and all that kind of stuff. And they said, why don't we just make our own? And you can watch this documentary online. It's Hamer Guitars Part 1 and 2 and 3 or whatever. And you can see that it's just an amazing, amazing 100% hand-built guitar. And for me to find this in left-handed it's a major, major needle in the haystack. I'm super happy to own it. Definitely. All right. Careful, peaches, careful. Okay. So back to records. I'm sorry if I'm showing you stuff that's kind of unrelated to records, but it is related to music, okay? And, you know, like I said, I love talking a lot of stuff. Oh, I gotta get another sip here. Let's go through the G's in the metal category. The 80s metal category, I guess you could say, from my 80s metal collection. By the way, before we start this, shout out to Ronnie's Record Room. I sat there Friday night after we had company over on Friday night, and it must have been, I don't know, 10 o'clock. And I started playing Ronnie's Record Room on YouTube, and I sat there and watched it. His videos for like 2.5 hours. I think at the strike of hour 3, I zonked it on the recliner watching Ronnie's Record Room. So thank you, Ronnie, for putting me to sleep on Friday night. All right, here's the G's. Girls' School. This album is still sealed. I went down towards the that was towards the Madison Way down there, and I walked into this lady's record store, and the wife went through everything, and she didn't have anything. And I just kept whining to her. I'm like, oh, I can't find nothing. Oh, I'm having a bad day, la la. She goes, I'll be right back. So she goes in the back and she pulls this out. She goes, how about this? And I'm like, nice, I'll take it. Yeah, Girls' School. Take a bite. I haven't listened to it because it's sealed. Somebody, please tell me, is this good? Is this a good album? I don't know. I haven't researched it all. I wanted to leave it sealed for some reason. I don't know why. All right. Here's another one. Girls' School. Majorly Cool Chick Band. These are one of the few chick bands that made it in the 80s. They had a bunch of stuff. I like the way they sound. It's like Hailstorm. Did the Hailstorm chick get all of her goodies from Girls' School? Because, I mean, they're nice. They're heavier than Heart, I think. Here's a single I have. It's just a 12-inch single from Girls' School. I can't remember which one it is, and I can't see through the... Dum, 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 dum. Girls' School. Played Dirty. Played Dirty edit version. 12-inch single. And on the other side, oh, it's Play Dirty as well. Something or other remix. Yeah. There's a 12-inch single from Girls' School. Little protection. All right, that's all from Girl School. Start out with another great 80s hair band. Great White. I think this is their first album. The Great White, if you remember from some of my other videos, I compare some other bands that aren't so popular to these guys because they're a little bit easier to listen to. I still consider them 80s hair metal, totally, but I think they're just a little bit easier to listen to. The production is really good, and it seems it's kind of got like a marshmallowy feel to it. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe you guys know what I'm talking about. Here's one that you don't see very often. It's like a previously unreleased. What? What? Who's that in the gurney there? I'll show you. Whoopsie. Would you like to save her life? Yeah, but this is it's kind of hard to find. Not too often do you see this one around. All right. And you guys probably have a lot of these Great Whites in your collections. But gotta show them. Part of the deal. There's another one. Once bitten. These aren't too hard to find. I mean, you can still find them out there. I'm not going to say, I don't know. You don't see them every day. I'll tell you that. Not in nice shape. But like I told you in other videos, this 80s hair metal dog fights. It's drying up. It might as well be cotton candy. And then there's Toy Shy. So they had Once Bitten, Toy Shy, which is a song. Oops, sorry. Yeah, this one is more of the mellower one from what I get out of it. It's a highly produced, highly engineered, very clean, and it's so hard to describe. It's got like this real bluesy, smooth metal kind of sound to it. And if you guys got these records, you probably know what I'm talking about. There's another one. Great White Hooked. What's nice about these guys is you can listen to them for a long time. You don't get no fatigue. You know, I had a little conversation with 33 RPM there, and he's like, you know, I gotta switch off. I gotta have a good balance. And I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about. You know, I can listen to my 80s metal for a while, but then I kind of gotta switch to some blues, or I gotta switch to like some 80s pop or something, just to keep things balanced. Because you get like a fatigue. It's hard to explain. Oh, here's the next one. I just showed this one to you guys on my recent finds. An original copy of Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. Rather minty. One of those, what are they called? BMG Club editions. Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. I'm telling you, this record, I remember it. It first came out, and here's a little story about the 80s. It first came out in, what, 1987? Somewhere around there. And that was right when me and my cousin were getting our driver's license. And my cousin, he had, I think I was driving around an old beat-up Chevy pickup that we rebuilt the motor in. It was a 402 big block. Me and my uncle rebuilt the motor in it, and I used that as my first 16-year-old vehicle, pretty much. Hot rodded it up and stuff. But my cousin was the one. He had. Do you remember this car? If you don't, look it up. It was the Mercury LN7. This car was Ford's. It was like Ford's rendition of the Porsche 911. It was a hatchback, and it had the hood, each side of the fenders stuck up. On the front, it was like that same maroon color as a that Porsche had. Just a cool car. But the thing about it is that when my cousin got his driver's license and he started driving his mom and dad's old car, he went down to this audio store that it was another thing. It was this brand new deal. It was car audio was really taking off. And he came home one day and I heard this boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what? So I ran down across the road and I went to talk to him or see him. And he's like, get in. So I got in the car. And here he had this full-blown 2 12-inch, remember Rockford Fosgate? Yeah, that was when it first came out, I think. 2 12-inch subs in the back, 2 big old tweeters, those tweeters in the doors. He had a center channel, 2 front speakers in there, and he goes, check this out. And he had like one of those, what they call it, the Punch 150 amp. Really powerful stuff for back in the day. And he threw this in his brand new Alpine CD player that he had installed as well in his car. It was the same disease. $500 car, $2,000 stereo. We all remember that disease we had. Okay, so yeah, he threw this in and Welcome to the Jungle came on and I was just like, yeah! Who are these guys? Where did they come from? I want to hear some more. I just couldn't believe it when Welcome to the Jungle came on. It was like, these guys are nuts. They're awesome. But that's a little story about Appetite for Destruction. And I ran out and got it right away. Right away. Could not handle it. I went out and got all the stereo equipment that he had too, because I couldn't handle that either. I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever heard in my life. This whole Rockford Fosgate setup. In fact, I got so into it, I won a competition for the most radical install in our local car audio competition. I had a bunch of speakers in the car, but 2 of them were 2 Rockford 18-inch subs in a little Grand Am LE. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Here's the next one. This is just a re-release of Appetite for Destruction. Like I said, I went out and got this because I couldn't find a good copy, and then all of a sudden I stumbled on the original. So we have that stuck in there as well. It's just a 180 gram reissue. Oh, and then it was a couple of weeks ago. I answered this Craigslist ad, and this guy had a bunch of records for sale, and he's like, "Come and look at them." And it had just went on Craigslist, so I think I told you the story. I hopped on my bike and I went down there. And that there was a bunch of Anthrax in there, and then this was in the pile. An original copy of Guns N' Roses Lies. Was a definite must-have. Part of something that we just never ran into before that in the wild. Never saw it in the wild for sale anywhere. Not even expensive or anything. Not even on the wall. Yeah, Guns N' Roses Lies. Must-have. And it's in really, really, really nice shape. It does not have the uncensored inner. You can see there's a censored on, and I think they only did that in different countries, in a few different countries, where they didn't have the black bars on the little sunbather there. Yeah, Guns N' Roses Lies. You got to pick that one up. You got to have it. You got to get it. No doubt about it. And like I said, it was in awesome shape. Bought it for $5. I'm not saying you're going to find it for that, but here's another one. This is my wife's little treasure. It's a Guns N' Roses album from way back in the day. It's pretty old. I think this dates before 1990. But this is a live album, and on the bottom there, it shows like the different locations that they took the recordings from. Super spendy, I think it is. Let me look at this. Yeah, there's they got a list of the songs down here, and then they got where they were recorded at for the whole album. It was San Diego 1987, San Diego 1987, Los Angeles 1986, and London 1987. And there's a list of all kinds of different songs in there, and it's live. I believe it's live. Yeah, get a look at those guys on the back. Oof. Don't mess around. Don't mess around with those guys. All right, up next. Use Your Illusion. Actually, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. Everybody knows these. These were the ones, you know, that 1990 range coming out of the 80s into the 90s. These songs were on MTV every 5 minutes. It would switch off from The Unforgiven, Enter Sandman, Guns N' Roses, and then it would be Smells Like Teen Spirit, and it was just one revolving door of that stuff on MTV. And I just basically, I've had enough. I shut it off. I couldn't take it anymore. But yeah, I still love these. My wife, it was a must-have for her. You know, we went last summer in 16. We went down to I think it was last summer. Yeah, we went down to Chicago and saw Guns N' Roses live at Soldiers Field. And I am telling you, I know it was kind of spendy. It was kind of spendy, but we went down and saw those guys at Soldiers Field, and I'm telling you, it was on her bucket list, and I'm like, let's go do it. And I was happy as a clam. It was an awesome concert. Awesome. And I think, what was it, Alice in Chains opened up for him? I think I'm right on that. Yeah, it was Alice in Chains, I think. But just a great concert. It was long, it was loud, everything was great about it, everything. Lots of flames and fireworks and just perfect. Every song was perfect. Here's another one we just picked up, because this is one of my wife's favorites. I mean, all-time favorite bands. She really loves Rat, and she really loves Guns N' Roses. And this is one we just picked up recently. It's another live album, and it's called Use Your Illusion Outtakes. And it's just a bunch of different songs on there that are live from Guns N' Roses. It's pretty cool. It's nice. I like it. If you get a chance, go out and pick it up. Big old slash on the front cover. All right. Well, that wraps it up for the G's. I'm really appreciating you guys watching my videos. I really hope you like the Hamer guitar that I showed you. I mean, this guitar is, I'm telling you, it's a needle in a haystack, and I'm super happy to own it. And maybe down the line here, we'll pull out another guitar from the collection and show it to you. Like I said, these guys are my babies, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to sell them. They're just so unique and precious. Being that I mean, you can't pick these Hamer guitars up anymore. They shut it down in 2012, and Fender bought them out, I believe, and all the handmade stuff just ceased. Done. You can't make any more handmade guitars, and that was in 2012. So they shut it all down. But then they kept selling the Korean ones or the foreign ones, and then now in 2017, if you check out some NAMM show videos. I think in 2017 here they started coming out with Hamer guitars again, but they're made in Indonesia, and they'll never be the same. They'll never be the same as they were back when they were 100% handcrafted from the start to the end. But so I hope you guys like that. Maybe we'll get some more metal in on the next episode, maybe a little bit more show and tell. and I want you guys to have a great night. Great night. I got to get another cup of coffee. We'll check you later. I'm Peaches, and this is the Vinyl Countdown.